coaches in a different building in a predicament who's doing the right thing. You got to understand, you can't make these decisions in a vacuum. If you make a decision at Kennedy, right, that's different than what the policy is or what staying the message is, then, and the people at Calhoun and Mepham are doing it the right way, you're putting them in a situation. Because if you think the people in this community don't talk on Facebook, you're crazy. You're crazy. Okay? You gotta be consistent. You have to be. If you have any questions, you can call me. In fact, if you don't have my number, it's 516-578-4177. Please write it down. You can text or call me whenever. Okay? I want to know about it. I don't like surprises. It gives me an opportunity to call the superintendent, notify the board. Okay? Please don't wait until the last minute to notify me of something. Puts us all in a spot. All right?
And just to jump on that topic, middle school students playing on the varsity does not happen very often. It's a small percentage of athletes. The past 2 or 3 years, though, it has become more popular, and it's extremely popular in other districts. Get the athletic coordinator involved right away if you're not sure, because there are some unique rules about this, and then the physical fitness test is unique. There's a lot of uniqueness to this. It only affects a small number. Some sports it might never happen. Other sports it happens a little bit more frequently. But please, if there's a question or concern, just so there are no mistakes made, let the athletic coordinator in each building know, in your building know, as soon as possible.
Thank you, thank you. And again, it is happening more, and partially not just because parents are crazy, but more so because there's a significant official shortage regardless of sport. So for those of you who coach at the middle school, you know that many of the games don't have officials, and they're referred to as game scrimmages. So as a parent, and I'm a parent too, right? If I have an opportunity for my kid to play high school and not play middle school, where there are 60% of the games don't have an official, I'm going to try and take advantage of that, right? It's no fault. I mean, this is just the landscape that we're in. So that's why we revamped the APP process. That's why we all have to be more diligent, right? Like, we don't want to let parents think that they make the decisions. We do. We do, right? We're obligated to speak to them. We're not obligated to allow them to make decisions for us, right? It's a lot easier to have those difficult conversations when we're doing the right thing. If I have to start off a conversation by apologizing, that means we're not doing the right thing, okay? Athletic paperwork. We instituted this year. There's a deadline. It's 2 weeks prior to the event. I can't just print out a purchase order. It doesn't work that way. I have to create a requisition, an envision, goes up to the business office. It takes 2 or 3 days, in most cases, for them to process a purchase order, okay? Then that purchase order gets sent out to a vendor for payment. If you send something the day before an event, you're paying for it and submitting it for reimbursement. We're not doing that. So you'll be paying out of your pocket. We did it this year, and then you're going to have to submit for reimbursement. If you don't submit for reimbursement, that's on you. But we can no longer, the auditor upstairs, okay, every year gives us hell for that. So you don't submit it in a timely fashion, then you're going to pay for it and submit paperwork for reimbursement. I'll gladly reimburse you, but it's not going to come from a PO. Okay? Here's another one I need to just talk and remind everybody of, because every year it's a problem. Every year. Don't wait till the last minute to have your senior game, please. Have it the day before, the home game before your last home game. Build in a buffer for something to happen. I say it every year, and every year, okay, somebody waits to the last minute. We almost have a debacle. We have to make an arrangement with another school to come to us and give up a home game. Don't put your coordinators in that position. Don't just do it the home game before the last home game. That way, if someone's sick or whatever the case may be, it's not the last chance for them to be recognized, right? So many things can happen. They happen every season. Don't wait to the last. I don't know how many times I got to say it every year. Don't wait to the last home contest to have your senior game, right? Captains, every season, every year, has a captain's issue. Why don't we just go with captains? Just have game day captains, please. Just, you know what? If a kid wants to put on that they're a captain, let them put it on their college resume. Who cares? But your life's going to be a lot easier if you just have game day captains. Guaranteed. Okay? I don't micromanage that piece, and I say it every year. But every year I have a coach calling me. I got a situation. Right? Just please strongly consider it in year 8. If you haven't realized yet, please consider it. Many of you have already gone to that. Okay? Social media, your cell phone. This happened this year, and we had to, move on from someone for inappropriate use of cell phone / social media. You're crazy to give your cell phone out to your kids. You're insane. You should stop coaching now. Why risk it? Use Remind. Use Rank 1 Sport. All it takes is for something to be misinterpreted. And now we're putting out fires, and now you're guilty until we prove you innocent. Why would you put yourself in that position? I know it's easier. I know. It's easy. You just text somebody. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Okay? Do not use your personal cell phone to contact kids. If you do, and it blows up in your face, you know what I'm going to say? I'm just letting you know right now. You're going to put me in a spot where I can't advocate on your behalf. Okay? Please think twice about that. Kids shouldn't have cell phones on the bench. We put that in 2 years ago. And you can tell them it's my rule. I'll gladly, no one's saying that they can't have their cell phone on their person, in their bag rather, behind the bench. They shouldn't be texting. You know what they're texting? They're not texting their boyfriend or girlfriend. They're texting their parents saying that you don't know what the hell you're doing, and the parent is subsequently saying the coach sucks. You should be playing. Okay? Put the cell phone in the bag, behind the bench, in the dugout. They should not be on a bench, ever, or locker rooms. Okay? You can, 1048, I'll gladly have that conversation any day of the week. Okay? Just a couple other things before I let you go here. Where we at? I'd like to keep this meeting to a half hour, especially since we don't have gas anymore. Your blackout dates, okay? Your changes in schedule, your non-leagues, all those things for high school coaches as well. You need to communicate that with your coordinators in your building like yesterday, because BOCES, due to the official shortage, they are not willing to make changes. I mean, we got to go through hell and high water. So you should be looking at the SAT schedule, your ACT schedules, all those things. So that you see a discrepancy, you got to bring it to somebody's attention. You got to do it now before you leave. Okay? Because when something comes up, now I'm scrambling to try and get a hold of you. And most of you, if you're smart, you're like, you know what, Mom? You don't want to you want to go to the beach. Right? So take care of all that stuff before you leave. The sports physicals dates are on there, which means you guys have a responsibility to create rosters. The window opens in August 8th, I believe, for rank 1. July 30th and August 6th for middle school. All right. We put out, surveys to the nurses. We put surveys out to the coordinators. They're going to have all those kids who are interested. That serves as your unofficial sign-up meeting. That's why we do it. I'm interested in playing football. You have those names already, so you can begin creating that roster without having a meeting. Okay?
Eric, can we see our schedules yet? Because I know they got taken down when they were.
Yeah, not yet. They're going to change over. I think they said Thursday. Okay, so once they change over to the new system, then we have to go through the process of getting everybody a username and password. So there's going to be a little bit of a transition phase there, but we'll let you know. We'll communicate. I can't require you to check your email, okay, over the summer, but I'm asking you to work with me, like I'm working with you having this meeting now. Please check your email periodically, because you're going to get information on League Finder and how to appropriately navigate that system. Does anybody else have, at this point, does anybody have any questions? No, so each of you coach in a building. At some point during that superintendent conference day, okay, you need to get, if you coach a fall sport, which all of you do, you need to get to your nurse, and you need to go through the 10-minute EpiPen and glucagon training in the building that you coach. Or if you teach at Mans and you coach at Calhoun, then you just go to the Mans nurse and you just let them know to communicate that. Excuse me. Because when I meet with the nurses tomorrow, I'm going to tell them that it's okay for them to cross-train. Right? I'm not going to make you leave Merrick Avenue to go to Calhoun and get trained. Take care of it in the building you teach in. Yes.
If we do it on our superintendent's takeover in an elementary school, no, or fine?
That's fine, but you're going to have that nurse contact or sign off on
That's
it.
fine, okay, thank you.
You have on here the use of personal helmets. Is there like a form that they would
There's a
fill out?
form, it's on the list, it's on the website. If you coach football and the kid wants to use their own helmet, then they have to complete that. Listen, I can't prove that they sent it to the certified, but at least it covers us in the event that they try to come back. I mean, listen, they're gonna sue us anyway, so it doesn't matter whether we have a form or not.
Can you talk about substitute coaching?
Okay, substitute coaching, this is it. You have from now until August 19th if you coach football at the high school, August 27th if you coach any other sport, September 5th if you coach at the middle school level. Clear your calendar for the season that you coach in. There's no such thing as substitute coaching, folks. So you should have looked at your calendar. You should have said, went to your coordinator and said, hey, I have a wedding. I'm not going to be there. Can we switch this game? I don't call Zach and say, hey, Zach, I got a bachelor party to go. I need you to coach for me. And then pay Zach out of my pocket. We don't do that. Okay? He's not approved to coach a team. You are. You're getting a salary to coach a team. It's expected that you're there. I understand. Emergencies happen. Extenuating circumstances occur. But we have a process for that. You go to your coordinator, you notify the coordinator, they call me, I may pay somebody a supervision to cover you. That's the way we do it. Okay? We don't just fill in for each other just because we want to go use a 3-day weekend. Middle school football guys, you should clear out the first 2 weekends in September. Okay? If you can't do that, no problem. We're not canceling games. You only get 8 of them, or 6 of them, whatever it is. If you can't do that, then no problem. We'll just find somebody that can, right? Like, I don't mean that in a bad way, but you have plenty of time to clear your first 2 weekends. Okay? Like, think about that. You play like 12 football games in 2 years. We're not canceling a game because you weren't diligent enough with your personal schedule. I have a responsibility for you. I have a responsibility for our school community. So you guys have a responsibility for those athletes and those families that you coach. Right? And I'm going to leave you with this. Okay? Remember, it's a rarity that I say no. But if I do, there's a reason. Okay? I may not be obligated to explain that reason. Right? I want to remind everybody. You guys are a little bit more tunnel vision. You worry about your classroom. Teachers by nature and coaches by nature, they're very territorial. Classroom. I don't want to share my classroom. Right? My own desk, my own files, my file. Right? Okay. I got to look at things from 3 perspectives: a coach's perspective, a kid's perspective, and a parent's perspective. And then I make a decision. And sometimes, okay, I won't make the decision right there because I don't feel comfortable, and I'm going to look for more insight. Okay, so if I say no, or hold off, I'm never going to bullshit you. I'm never going to just say something or answer something just because. Okay, so don't be upset at me if I say no.
I think it's important that everybody understands, starting in September, your union negotiated raises for coaches for the first time. I've been here 30 years, probably 40 years we're getting a raise. We're going to the 70th percentile on the Oceanside scale. It's quite a bit of money. We also negotiated supervisions, went from 72, which I think when I started was at 69, 68, 69, went from 72 to 100. And then a couple of years ago, Eric and I made sure that playoff pay stayed as a contractual item.
None of that happens without Eric. Okay, Eric was the one that got the $100 for us for supervisions. He was the one that advocated to central office in the negotiations to make sure we got raises. So, I don't know how many people know that, but I just thought it was important that we all understand how he holds us accountable for a lot of things, but he's also got our back, and for the first time ever, we're making some good money. So thank you very much, especially me who's retiring soon.
I didn't ask you as FAS for that either.
No, he did it for everybody, but it's helping me.
So anyway, just, again, I'd like to get you guys in and out of here. Honestly, on behalf of Mike, the Board of Education, we do it right here. Thank you for continuing to coach, I appreciate you.
Does everybody have an ID?
Oh,
Anybody
thank
missing
you.
an ID?
We never really have a tech guy here, so Gene Spellman
Hi,
of
guys.
the Knock,
Welcome.
okay? One
If anybody wasn't issued an ID badge, you can come see us. If you misplaced it, let me know so I can deactivate it. If it's not in a hard plastic case, you can come see me, get a new hard plastic case, because if it cracks and breaks, we won't let you into the building. If you have a problem entering any of the buildings, let me know, because you might not have access to that building. You may have been a coach at MEPM, now you're a coach at Calhoun, or vice versa, or MEPM, so just let me know, we can change that access.
Remember, your access is limited based on time and your season and all those things, okay? Yes.
My ID last year only allowed me in one door.
That's what they're doing. You're gonna be restricted access.
We'll check it.
Because you're not a teacher. Sorry.
Right, it's limited out, it's after school hours.
All right, guys.
And